So here we are at Sherborne, and this is Sherborne Abbey. Now Sherborne was a very important place in King Alfred's time. It was where two of his brothers, and possibly a third, were buried. Athelbald in 860, Athelbert in 865, and we know that Athelred, his immediately older brother, was born at Wimborne, was buried at Wimborne, but there is one source that says that he was then he was actually buried here as well. So it's difficult to conceive that King Alfred would not have come at some stage to Sherborne, where his brothers were interred. It wouldn't have been the church here. This was built later. Nobody's quite sure the outline of the original Saxon church, but a tower has been found to the west during excavations. A tower to the west, just roughly about over there, and there are remains of the later Saxon church in the walls at various points. Sherborne was important for that reason. It was also hugely important because it was a head of a diocese, the seat of a diocese, a bishop's see, and that see went all the way down from Dorset to Land's End, and so it was a huge see, and it stayed that way until 909, when Devon and Cornwall was split off, when they came under Crediton. Now, the bishop in King Alfred's time, towards the end of King Alfred's years, was a man called Asser, who was a Welsh monk from St David's. Now, Asser wrote King Alfred's biography in inverted commas. A few people dispute that he wrote that, and it was written by somebody else, but most people think it was Asser. And Asser, who was therefore closely associated with King Alfred, was bishop here. And that's another reason for King Alfred maybe having strong connections with this location as well. There's also a charter which is Sawyer number, for those who are into that sort of thing, 333, and that I think was 868. I'll need to check. But what it was transferring or giving freedom to Sherborne. And I'm just going to quote here, because I haven't got this by heart. Frios to the Halgenstower at Sherborne, the Ethelbald is king as Lichama hin resteth, that itsi fastlike und unanwendet und ekelikre gefriod alla kinlikre und alla domlikre theodama fjerde nymphe fjerde on bridge workers. Now what that means is at this place where his brother was buried, at that stage only one brother had died and buried, this was given freedom of all ecclesiastical and legal servitude, and or should we say royal and legal servitude, except for contributing to the standing army, the Fyrd, and also to bridge building. These were common exceptions in all places that were given freedom. Testimony to the importance of the army and bridge building. And importantly, this charter was actually drawn up in Dorchester, which is also in Dorset, maybe about 20 miles south of here. And but the charter says that at Easter, King Alfred himself, with his brother, came here and placed it on the altar, the charter, giving Sherborne its freedom. So that is the only time that we can actually pin down King Alfred here. All charters, by the way, are contested to a certain degree. Some are outright fake, some are genuine. Almost all of them have been contested by somebody, and this one I think probably comes in the category of more likely to be genuine than not. So it's worth taking seriously. So that's Sherborne. We're going to go and have a little look round and maybe add some other little bits to the video. This is the marketplace in Sherborne, and it's quite possible that this was the marketplace in King Alfred's time. And if we go up here, this is Cheap Street. Now, cheap is another word for trading place or trading. Or a market even, places where you buy things. And if we come back around here, just to orientate you, the Abbey is just through that little passageway there. Right, now we're in Sherborne, and how did Sherborne get its name? Now, it's often thought, in fact it's more likely than anything, that it's named after something called the Sherborne. And this is either the Shining Water stream or the Shire stream. We're not quite sure which, and it's not easy to find. And here it is. We're around the back of the Yeatman Hospital in Sherborne, and there is this little stream which you can come down to and see. It flows eventually into the River Yew, and it's possible that the Sherborne was actually the River Yew, but we're not sure. So the main evidence for Saxon settlement at Sherborne is around where the Abbey is, but also some evidence has been found here, which is the site of old Sherborne Castle. Particularly, as you can see, it's up on a hill, and they found Anglo-Saxon burials up there. Obviously, this well, not obviously, but the building here is considerably later than Anglo-Saxon. As I say, this is Sherborne Old Castle. There's also a Sherborne New Castle, and it's not open till March, so I'm afraid we've only got railings at the moment, but I'm sure you can see where we are. It's just outside. Well, it's still in Sherborne.
Why did you get up over the fence?
I haven't got the right shoes on.
Yeah, you couldn't do it. That's why.
So yes, it's quite easy to visit from Sherborne itself. And couldn't resist adding this onto the video. This is where Alan Turing once lived when he was at Sherborne School. It's quite an interesting spot to visit. So here we are in Yeovil, and this is St John the Baptist Church, which is the main church in Yeovil. It's actually 14th century, but it's thought that there may have been a earlier Saxon church, and the evidence, as far as I can gather, suggests that it would have been west of the current church, so maybe actually crossing this little road here, which is called Church Path, and maybe going into these buildings, who knows. Yeovil is just, the reason why I'm putting Yeovil in this video is it's just a few miles west of Sherborne, and there's evidence of that there was some sort of Saxon manor here, and the evidence for that, it suggests up at where the hospital has been built. If you look over there, you'll see, if you lift the camera up and look over the wall, you'll see the hospital, and that was Kingston, and it's thought that there was a royal estate there, which may have actually extended down to here. If you come to Yeovil, you can't really avoid, you go through Yeovil, you can't really avoid seeing the hospital there, so you may be driving through the royal estate, and we know that there was a royal estate there because King Alfred, when he wrote up his will, he gave an estate at Yeovil to his eldest brother Alfred, and so we know there was one here. The Yeovil's also important because it might have been the site of the Battle of Pionum, which was the battle in the 7th century against the Britons by the Saxon king Keenwell. And but that might not have been here. It might have been at Penselwood in Wiltshire.